Welcome back to Digits here at WSJ Live. I'm Simon Constable. Well, if it's too hot outside, then why don't you try some video games? We've got the lovely Lauren Good here, who has the unenviable job of being like a professional video game tester. It is. You got the job that every 12-year-old kid wants.
It was a tough job, but somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to do it. So you've been playing two social games,
yep,
right? So
that's right.
Tell us about this, because you haven't really been suckered into this before.
That's right. As I said right in my story, I was never that person that grew virtual crops on Farmville. I purposely turned off my settings in Facebook so that I wouldn't see friends' updates about these kinds of things. I was not into the casual social gaming space at all. Okay. But two new games, right? We've got SimCity Social, yeah, which is part of the very popular SimCity franchise by Electronic Arts, coming to Facebook, right? So you've got this Facebook version now of simulated city building. And then the Ville, which is Zynga's latest game. Zynga, of course, being the creator of Farmville and Cityville.
Which gets most of its revenue from Facebook.
Well, yes, they get most of their revenue from in-game purchases, which then contributes a significant amount to Facebook's revenue. But yeah, and that is what Zynga describes as a people and home building game. So you build a virtual house and then you gain points and you get to the next level by socializing with people within your virtual house. So
the term, I love your piece, by the way, and there's a lot of detail in there.
It was really fun.
It sounds really fun. It sounds like you really got hooked into this. Like you tried not to be hooked, and then suddenly you're hooked in. So
you try, right? You try, because the beauty of these games and the stickiness of these kinds of casual social games is that they are free to play. And then you get to this point where you have these kinds of incentives to get to the next level. So for example, I would be decorating my virtual house in the Ville, and it would say, all right, you purchase a bed, right, for your virtual bedroom. And I would go and then a twin bed would be free, but a bigger, nicer, more ornate bed would cost real dollars. So I'd say, well, I mean, this is my house, and you get sort of into it, and so I would end up spending real money to buy the virtual cash that then buys the virtual goods within the game, and this is how people get really hooked on these kinds of things.
So what are the upsides and the downsides of each of the games? Because they're similar but different.
So the upside of SimCity Social is that it is an incredibly fun, addictive city building game. And if you fancy...
Are you hooked now? You're hooked, aren't you?
I'm not entirely hooked, but if you fancy yourself some sort of urban planner, you would have a lot of fun playing this. But people that are seasoned players of the original SimCity might find this to be a little bit more of a stripped-down version of the game, or more of a cartoon-like version of the game. And also SimCity runs some pretty crafty in-game ads that pop up quite a bit. So that's one thing. The Ville, I would say that I didn't really find any kind of downside with the Ville. I thought it was really fun. However, if you are a parent, you might want to be concerned about the fact that when you're in the Ville and you're socializing, you could get to a certain level where you're making whoopee with other characters, is what they call it.
Making whoopee with other characters.
It's kind of fun.
This is supposed to be a family show, Lauren. Thought we told you about that.
I'm putting cross any lines on Digits here by talking about that, but you do have to get to a certain level to do that, and both players have to be, you know, compliant.
So I guess that's the goal then. You do really well on the Ville, and you get to make whoopee. You get awesome stuff. Great. The lovely Lauren Good.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Simon.
much, and lots of detail in that story on all things digital.